Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to On the Town with Tanya. It's so nice to see you guys. I've been away, I've been out in them streets out in the UK, but I'm back and I'm off quarantine. Woo, woo, woo. So I'm excited. Tonight's guest is a New Jersey native who has sung all over the tri-state area. She has sung for groups like what is it, Cool in the Gang, some groups at Motown. Who is it? I'm sorry, forgive me. My backup, Mark Bruce, Troy Taylor, 112 Shades, which is Motown, and Cool in the Gang, like I said before. Please welcome, and many others, I'm sure, but please welcome singer-songwriter Aprille Chalisse.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Hi, how are you? Nice to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's the end of the year.
Yeah,
We wanted
yeah.
to end out with a bang, so I'm so happy that you were able to come and be with
I'm
us.
glad to be here.
Appreciate
Yes.
it. So you're a Jersey girl who
Yep,
started
Maplewood.
right at 3 years old in the choir.
Yes. So when I was born, I was baptized in an African Methodist church. So once I started singing, I probably was about two, and they put me in the choir. And my mother tells me that I insisted on being in the adult choir.
Uh-huh.
And they said, and the choir director allowed me to do that because he said that I had perfect pitch at that time. I don't know if the perfect pitch grew with me, but I had perfect pitch at 3 years old. So my mom
Wow.
noticed that I just loved doing music.
Mhm.
I played the piano. She played every kind of instrument too. She had like all flutes and all sorts of musical
Mhm.
instruments around. So I used to just dabble in all the musical stuff. I took music theory. Then
Mhm.
I went and I majored in music in uh, Morgan State. And yeah,
Morgan,
so
what?
yeah.
That's Morgan State. Wow, that is awesome. What do you think of this? Speaking of the church, I always hear people say, like some of my friends and I, different nationalities, they would say, "Oh, all black people can sing," and I was like, or they'll spend money, thousands of dollars for special voice coaches and all this stuff, and I'm like, if
Yeah.
you take your child to any local Baptist church,
Right.
I
Yeah.
guarantee you, if they got a good organist, okay,
Yes.
when they really knows how to play all the good old hymnals, I
Hmm.
guarantee you, not only will your child learn how to sing or at least hold a good note, okay,
Yes.
and harmonize, but also I find that choirs, excuse me, I got something stuck in my throat. Choirs are better. I gotta get some water. Are better
Yeah.
because the director
Hmm.
they don't get on you like a coach would, right? So
No.
so they build this confidence in you that you didn't even know you had. They find it.
Right.
Like
Right.
you could be alto, soprano, falsetto. They're gonna find
Yes.
whatever your gift is, and you're gonna fit right in because they're gonna make you. you know.
Yes. Yes. Because that's one of the experiences that when I had at because I went to the HBCU, they
Mhm,
you have to be sectioned off by your tone, soprano, alto, anything like that. And then once you're in your little group, even in your little section, being in a choir, especially being in that choir,
mhm.
you meet a lot of people from a lot of different musical backgrounds, and you guys want to help each other. You want to help each other sound better. So you learn a lot of tips and tricks, not just from the choir director, but you want to sound a certain way. You get to hear everybody singing around you, so you
Yes,
kind of absorb it,
yes,
and you just help each other, and everybody wants to uplift each other. Nobody wants to put anybody else down. So that's
exactly.
a good thing about a choir.
It is.
Yeah.
I think my brother used to play the piano, so I was a choir
Hmm.
girl. My foster mom was a preacher, so I'm like a church girl
Yeah.
all the way. But then
Yeah.
when I look back, I'm like, wow, they really trained me. And well, actually, it's not that they
Yeah.
trained me. I had a gift and I didn't even know it.
Yeah. It's
Like I had
discipline
no
too,
clue.
because yeah.
No clue. I mean, no clue. You could have never told me that I'd be singing anybody's anything, much less be up in front of 200 people singing a lead or
Right.
something. Like what? I'm not doing
Right.
that. But they pick you out. Oh, Mary, come here, girl. Come here.
Hmm.
Just sing this pitch for me. And you're like, I don't want to do it. Just sing it, girl. And you're like, okay. Next thing you know, you sound
Right.
like this great piece in a whole orchestra of people. Because
Right.
they fit
Yep.
you in where you belong instead of just being like, I want you to sing this and sound like so and so. They're like,
Right.
no, 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 this is you. So okay, we're gonna put you right here. I love
Yes,
that about choir.
exactly.
A good
Yep.
choir. Who was it? We had Elaine Hunter for Bethel
Hmm.
Baptist Church. She was in all the churches, and she still to this day, to me, is one of the best choir directors ever.
Yeah.
Like you could find if you got any kind of voice in you, she gonna find it.
She's gonna
And
find it.
so I tell everybody, listen, if you are out there and you want to be a singer or your kid, your kid's got a gift, I'm gonna tell you how to find that gift. Take them to a local Baptist church and put them in that choir. I guarantee you're gonna find whatever it is. That's where that's where they come from. So I think Lisa Stansfield did that. She
did. Okay.
went to a Baptist. She comes kind of Baptist church in England or something.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite singers. I didn't know that she had a background with that, but I see a lot of English singers coming out nowadays, and there's one from a girl group that's coming out now, and they're singing like us, like even Adele. Like I'm just like, okay.
That's what they're influenced by. They're listening to Mahalia Jackson and Aretha Franklin, and where'd they get their background? Church,
Right.
So exactly. Church and church gets it from the slaves, which is like old hymnals, like I mean, there's something to be said for that, and that's why it's called soul singing, because everybody was singing from their pain, which is why R&B and blues work so well, because you're going from that place right here where everybody,
Exactly. And I'd like to think it's from also like our tribal ancestors. They had all the drums and music to get through everything. Yes. I was studying like my DNA, and they say like Cameroon is where all the musicians come from. So I was like, I wonder if I came from it. If anybody came from
a little of that.
Yeah. And I do have a little bit of that, but I listened to a lot of African music as well growing up. So it came way before. Like when I was in African dance classes and everything, it just, you feel the music just does something different.
Yes. Well, you look at all those TikToks now, right? And you look at all the dance. I saw this like 90-year-old woman that was dancing, and she was going to the beat. Someone else might think we're crazy, but Black people, we know that, like, that's
like, how she know how to do that?
How she was doing working at 90? I mean, just saying. I mean, but like they call the kids today, though. This is the irony. The kids today call it something else. Like I saw the crib walk. She was kind of doing that, but she's been doing that. That's like a part of the tribe or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe we've been in DNA. It's been planted in our DNA. Like,
definitely, because that's what you learn. I learned from my grandma too. Like, my mother. A funny story. My mother told me, like, my grandmother, when she was dancing, she used to dance like in the 20s. You know how they used to, the swingers, they used to dance and flip. They used to flip her around because she was little, so they would be able to flip her around like that in the 20s dances. I was like, that's amazing. I wouldn't have thought that, knowing my grandmother my whole life, but when I heard, I was like, really?
Wow, that is amazing. I just love it. I love it. So that's good. So that's where your home background comes from. So would you play instruments as well, and you write your own music?
Yes. I took piano ever since I was 6 years old. So I studied that. I'm not as good as my son though. My son, I taught all my kids how to play, and then I kind of like wandered off, and so I'm not as good anymore. But they're amazing. They just picked it up. Wow. So I'm like, well, at least I did something. I passed it on to them.
Wow.
But I used to play like.
Go ahead.
I used to play like Brian McKnight songs. He's like my favorite. And then I know that Aretha and everybody used to play, but there's some people nowadays too. So but Brian McKnight was my favorite one.
I love Brian McKnight. One time he played in the lobby when I was working at Polygram Records with Mercury, and he played in the lobby for us when he first came out. And I was like, this man can really sing, and he's fine
and play, and and he's a musician, amazing.
Yes, he is super amazing. His voice is, but you used to play the viola. I used to play the viola, girl.
Yes. Oh, yes. And my mom brought it by accident. She thought she was buying a violin, but then they told it was a viola, and I love it. And I love any kind of music that has violins and string instruments in it too, because it's so melodic and soothing. I want to get into that.
Yeah,
that's like kind of like the slow song.
Well, do you like blues best or jazz? What is your favorite genre?
I kind of like a combination. So I know that I've been trained separately for opera and jazz. You get separate training and you learn different scales for each. But I like to do a mix, because like a lot of today's music, if you hear like SZA and the girls, Chloe and Haley, they have that jazz. Like, I feel comfortable singing their music because I'm like, that's that training. They have that jazz kind of opera kind of background.
Right.
So I like a fusion of all those things. You can Yeah, it's different. You got to weave it all together. So like
Mhm.
maybe like a Jill Scott is jazz. She's kind of like jazz and blues, or um
I loved Amy
trying to think of it.
Winehouse. That was one of my
Yeah,
favorites. I love that
yeah.
girl. I'm
Very
s
very jazzy, yes.
yeah,
That
when
was
I think
jazz.
of her,
Yep.
yeah, that was just oh, I loved her. I like Sade too.
Yeah.
A
Sade
lot.
is my favorite too.
Yeah,
And I
she's a
love Anita Baker too. Anita
oh, what?
Baker.
Yeah, so we're
And
talking
yeah,
yes,
Layla Hathaway.
Olivia Adams was good too.
Yeah.
Remember
Yes.
her?
I love all of them. Yes. And
Yes. Wow.
is that did she sing Baby Come to Me? Or am I thinking of somebody
Baby,
else?
come to me,
Come to
and
me.
I
Yeah.
love you. Yes,
You
because you going on. Yes,
yes.
she did.
That
I remember
was my
that.
favorite song. I used to copy that a lot when I was younger.
Oh,
Just to listen to
everybody
her
did.
vocals.
I think everybody did. You want to see my
Yeah.
vocal ability? Wait till you hear this. I got
Yeah.
these long runs. It's like,
Right.
okay. But yeah, no, that's a real thing. But what about this? So I saw you. You said you used to sing at Nels. Now, are we
Mhm.
dating ourselves when we say Nels? Because that was
I
like
guess so. I think so.
80s,
Yes.
right?
That was well,
Because you look
mine
like
I
you're
think was more it
23.
was the 90s.
But you look
Yeah.
23. I'm just saying.
Thank you. And yeah, you know what they say. Right. So, I yeah, it was more in the 90s. I think it was probably it might have been in the late 90s. It
Uh-huh.
might have been the late 90s because they did kind of revive it,
Uh-huh.
when all the Bad Boy and everybody was out and everybody was trying to be a singer around Mary J. Blige time. Everybody was
Oh,
doing that.
oh, they did revive
Yeah,
it. Oh, okay, so it's been a
they
while.
did.
It's been since the
Yeah,
80s since I've been in house. And
but
that
I haven't. I don't know now. I have no
those
idea.
were the Brooke Shields days when she used to hang out there. Some of the models used to hang out there. That was
Yeah.
way back. But when you said that, I was like, Nels? I don't even know nobody who knows Nels. So good for you.
But it
Kudos.
was no. I was there too. I mean, I was older when I sang at Nels, but
Uh-huh.
it has been there, and I remember we just always used to go there for open
Mm,
mics, Nels
wow.
and Cafe Y and all those places in Greenwich Village. I don't know if they still do it, but
I know it's been years.
yeah.
So my next question for you is what led you to your voice? You know, I know there's so many
Mm,
different genres of music. What led you to what your truth is, your singing pattern?
right. So in the songs that I like to write, I want to inspire people.
Hmm.
So the people that inspired me, most I loved Boyz II Men. I ever since the day they came out. It's strange because I have like a lot of men that I listen to because I like
Hmm.
how they riff and they run and the individuals.
Hmm.
Um, so I didn't know that I liked Aretha
Hmm.
until recently, like because her tone. I have
Hmm.
a similar tone. I'm not gonna say I sound just like I was just saying we have a similar tone.
Right.
So uh, so those are the people that inspired me. Just listening, it just was in me from birth anyway. Because I just would just sit around and listen to music. I can remember the first song that I heard when I was like 6 months old, which is
Wow.
weird. I think they used to play "Reunited" and there was a Diana Ross song on the radio, and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the one I really loved. So I would just
Oh,
sit around and listening to the radio and just listening and copying the notes and
wow. That's
yeah.
amazing. So what so I do want you to do a song for us, but I was thinking of going to a sketch first and then we'll come back and
Okay,
you'll do a song for us. Is that good?
sure, yes.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go to Sketch City. Give me a second here. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. Right, there we go. Okay, so first do I need to take us out? Let me just see. We'll be right back, guys, in 1 moment. Let's see. Hopefully, I won't have to remove it. Let me see. I'll go here. Oh, hello. You're Justin Bieber. Nice to meet you. What a pleasure. My granddaughter Haley has told me all about you. Justin. Oh, would I like some soda pop? No, I wouldn't, but you can get my granddaughter here, Haley, some soda pop if you like. I'd like champagne, please. Yes, that's what I drink, champagne. Yes. Oh, how was the concert? Oh, it was quite interesting, Justin. Very, very interesting. No Cole Porter, no Bach, but you young people. Yes, you're so modern. You see, I like everything in the 1940s, Justin. That's just me. Now, one little suggestion for me to you is I would dress up if I were you. Yes, I would dress up, dear, because those jeans and that little jean jacket, that's not really fancy to go at your concert. So that's the only advice I'd have for you, Justin. But Haley, is the car here yet? Yes, I have a car waiting for me, Justin. I must really go now. But it's been a pleasure meeting you. And oh, let me shake your hand. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Justin, you're fabulous. You take care of yourself now and dress up a little bit, just a little bit. Bye. Hi, you're watching On the Town. I'm your host, Tanya, and I'm here with singer Aprille Chalisse. Thank you very much for being patient with me. We got to do Sketch City because you got to get it all out. It's creative. Yeah. We cannot stop. And
it's connected to the times.
It is. So I would love for you to do a song for us. What's the title of this song that you're going to do?
Well, this is a song called "Why Does It Feel So Good." I actually did the original arrangement, but my son did it over for me. He's a producer as well. His name is Maestro TS.
Oh.
And so this is he did the beat along with his dad, Dr. Glitch, and then I wrote this song. So
nice. Okay. So everybody,
you ready?
We're ready.
Okay. Can you hear anything?
Not yet. But everybody knows we're on Zoom. You never know what's going to happen. Be wary.
Exactly.
But be positive.
Okay. So let me get here. Yeah, I had to restart it.
That's okay.
All right. It's coming up now.
Okay.
I did such a big intro and waiting for it to pop up.
We are waiting for the song from singer-songwriter Aprille.
Yes,
it's coming.
Why does it feel so good? It has like an 80s vibe to it.
Okay.
A little bit. Okay. Late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, my favorite time. Hey. Yeah. Doing a New Year's party, so I hope that you'll be able to come through for us if you can.
Yeah.
If you're not already booked for something, it'll be fun. It's a Zoom party. Why not?
Yeah, things have been going under a lot lately, unfortunately, because COVID's making its way back up.
Just making its grand entrance back. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It was just on, and then it just disappeared.
It's okay. Try it again. We're patient here. And that's the thing about Zoom is that you never know what's going to happen with sound and lighting. I mean, it is what it is.
All right, here it is.
Good, you got it? Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it for Miss Aprille Chalisse. Woo! Okay.
Ooh. 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 This feels like so much more than just symbolized. 'Cause, baby, when you touch me, I lose control. You got me doing things I never thought I'd do again. And this time it doesn't have to ever end. I promised myself that I wouldn't fall. I was doing so good for so long. But here you come in disrupting my chastity. That's why it feels so good to me. Oh, why does it feel so good? How can this touch be so understood? Why does this feel so good? Why does it feel so good? So good. Just a little preview.
Thank you very much. We couldn't hear the music, but it's okay. You did a good acapella. That's perfect.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Listen, I tell everybody it's a Zoom. We never know what we're gonna get. So yeah, it was great. It was great. Trust me. And it's nice for people just to hear, something new and someone new. So don't you worry about it, girl. You killed it. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
It would have sounded better if you heard the music.
Well, I heard it, but they didn't hear it. But don't worry. Just trust me. The music's great. So just trust me on that. But it was great. Don't worry about it. It's absolutely great. And you did a fabulous job. Acapella is hard to sing, So for you to
Yeah.
do it at the top is like, don't worry about it. You got this. It's all good. But I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that so much. Um, Now, do you think that your voice, when you think of singing and singers, do you think your voice has been a gift to heal and bring joy to people?
Yes, I mean, I do right now, even if I'm not doing regular shows, I love to go out singing everywhere. So my favorite place to sing right now is doing karaoke. I do
Okay.
karaoke every Saturday, and I've gotten a little fan club there. So I'm like, oh, as long as because and then when they sing with you, it's that much, and they inspire me as much as like it makes me feel better, like for people to be like, oh, yay, come sing, yay, oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
So when you get the adoration, it makes you feel better. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be standing up there, and that's what makes you nervous. You stand up there, and you feel like nobody's paying attention or nobody
Right.
cares.
We have
But
a lot
when you have
in
crowd,
common. I'm a comedian.
yeah, yeah.
So we get the
When
same
you have, yes,
silence, the same accolades, same thing. Yeah.
exactly. So you know, when you have the crowd participation, that's what brings out the soul. Whatever the crowd is doing, that's what brings out
Yes.
everything.
Yes. And that they
And
give you,
so I know I inspire them.
yeah, yeah. They drive the energy and the inspiration. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. What imprint would you like to leave in the music?
Um, I would love to be able to just inspire other artists to just do their best. There's so many talented people out there and they don't get a chance.
Right.
And if I have inspired anybody, even if I haven't been able to, nobody knows my themselves. If there's some person out there later on that's like, oh, I used to listen to her,
Hmm.
and they can be like, oh, even just with my children, as long as I inspire them to want to follow their passion and do music and
Hmm.
make it just easier for us as artists to just get what we want to do, just do what we want to do with our lives.
Right.
If I can
Right.
inspire somebody to do that, that would be the best thing.
That's awesome. I saw that you had auditioned for Wanye's new show. And
Yeah,
I liked it, by the way. Did that
thanks.
give you more fire and determination? So because a
Yes.
lot of those shows to me are like what I call teasers, and they're just looking
Hmm.
for like just like throwing out 1,000 coins and they're hoping that they find the diamond in the middle of the coin. It's like what?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a teaser to me, and I think they're really not fair because they,
Hmm.
it's all about it. All of it's set up like, nah. If they really wanted to do it the right way, they'd say, "We're having an audition. Send
Hmm.
in your tape of your voice," and then they pick the song. Because
Right.
now, boom, we don't have to waste all this stupid time of them telling me something's wrong,
That's
wrong.
oh,
Something like that's so stupid. It's like, is that
yeah.
the only reason why? Because I picked the
Yeah, they
wrong.
didn't like the song, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
That does bother me.
yeah,
But I've
it's like
also
a
done
setup
right.
for
I've
failure.
Yeah, I've done the auditions where they've had us sing the song that they want us to do. Like I tried out for the Puffy's Diddy show when he had the group ultimately ended up being Destiny, not Destiny, Danity came
Oh,
from the I think it was Making the Band. That's what it was. I auditioned for that, and they
oh,
had everybody pick from one of three songs, and the only song that I could relate to was the Beyonce song. But I
mhm.
did not really want to do a Beyonce song, so it's like that's hard when you have to live up to that. And even though I rehearsed it and I did everything great, it didn't
Well,
matter.
I hate to tell you this, but I'm glad you didn't get that gig.
And
All I'm gonna
it's a
say.
lot,
I'm plead the fifth
but a
on
lot
that.
of
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking
and oh,
about,
no,
girl.
no, it's okay. A lot of people, don't realize, even with, like, those types of shows, they think that, "Oh, the person that got on, they just go appear and then they get on." You gotta, like, compete from, like you gotta go through a whole bunch of other auditions before you even get to the television
Yep.
for that
And
one.
there's
So
other things you gotta do to get where those people get. So depending on how much you wanna get to get gone, you can get it.
yeah. But,
But I'm
I mean, I can't like, it does draw the right people. Like, even with, Wanye Shum, he, actually was looking for artists, but I do think that it's like a certain caliber or a certain level of artist that you
yeah,
want. He seems to, go more towards the kids. So,
they usually
you
do.
know, but yeah, so because my age, you're supposed to be verified and you're supposed to do all this stuff, but it took a
There.
few stages just to even get to audition for in front of him. So
Mhm.
I was grateful for that, and then I just got nervous because he's like my idol. Like I just that's one of the people that I just listen to for hours and hours just to hear his riffs and runs and how he executed it.
Well,
And so I was so nervous.
I know, but it's okay. I mean, this is the thing. And I forgot what artist said that. A couple artists I've been watching on the gram and stuff, and they said, you have a gift. It's so Shonda Rhimes is famous for saying that. If you're a writer, you're a writer. You walk into the room,
Mhm.
you are a writer. You don't need to
Yeah,
be saying, well, because you got to sit at the table. This is what you do. You don't need to tell them that's what you do. You wrote something, you're a
yeah,
writer. You're a
yeah.
singer, you're a singer. It doesn't matter whether you're around him or whether you're around
Mhm.
Mariah Carey. It doesn't matter who. When I used to model, I never cared. I didn't care who I was around. From Naomi
Yeah,
Campbell to whoever, I still always felt like I'm going to slay on this runway today, or I'm
yeah.
going to. If I was on, I wasn't on runway with her, but I'm saying whoever I was, I didn't care who it was, and I didn't even
Yeah,
pay attention to who it was because I didn't care, because I felt like
right.
I'm going to wear this garment just as fabulous as anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah,
singer has to
yeah.
do the same thing. You could be in a room with 10 of the great Elton John and the greatest singers, Mariah
Mhm.
Carey, and I mean, that's the greatest, but Aretha Franklin,
Right.
right?
Yeah, you can't be intimidated. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when people, like, I saw one singer. I remember, was it Mary J. Blige? Something with what's her name, Aretha Franklin, and somebody
Mhm.
was like, oh, well, she didn't think such and such was the da 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 or whatever, and I'm like, why? There's two different voices. Two
Right.
different voices.
Exactly.
There's
Yeah.
no two voices alike, so I can't compare you to Mariah Carey.
Right. You got to make the song your own. That's what they always say.
That's it. And you got the thing that she can do, and vice versa.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Why can't we have 5,000 of the same of different talents? Why does it have to be
Yeah.
one? And that goes to my next question. As an artist, I notice it's a man's run industry.
Exactly.
And
And it.
I horror stories
Yeah.
of new artists getting ripped off between the royalties, the abuse, the being demeaned. Jesse Reyes was one that I heard
Yeah.
stories about. I don't know how true they are, but that's what I heard from some industry people. So I don't know. I wasn't there, so that's my
Right.
thing. But what at what point do we do these record deals, like, is to be demeaned, to be told,
Right.
sorry, you have to straighten out your hair, sorry, you need to
Right.
be a little bit lighter, your hips are too big, but
Exactly.
and then they contradict themselves, because the first thing they put in the video is what? Big butt girl, big
Right.
breast, looks like a stripper, when it's like, but I was already that size, now you made me get to the
Right.
size 0. What happened? You see what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
contradiction, because it's men running it pretty much.
Yeah. When I started out in a group.
Mhm.
So the problem I had is that, I guess they wanted all lighter skinned girls. I
Of
guess I
course.
didn't fit because of that. And it's taken when I was younger and I felt that way and I would express myself and I would say, well, that's not fair. I know that because they say it to you. When
I
back in the
know.
day they used to just say it.
That
Like,
happened to
oh
me.
well, yeah, like either you'll be sitting with all your friends and they'll say, "Oh, you're such a group of beautiful women. You're cute too." I'm like, "Did I ask you to separate me from the rest of them?" Like, "Oh, and you're pretty too." "Oh, thanks." Like,
I
you
had
couldn't
a
just say
guy,
we were all pretty?
someone literally in front of me and this group that I was in, and the lead person was the one in charge who got us the gig. And the guy pulled my light skinned Puerto Rican friend and was like, "Oh, you're cuter than the rest of them because you're light skinned and you can." While we're hearing it, and it's like, and we could really make you into an individual artist. Blah blah blah. She never went anywhere because she didn't listen. I said, "No, this is the original person who brought us in. We can't go over
Right.
her. How the hell that
Right.
works? He got the contact."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but that's because there's some man, and sorry, men, you know how y'all get, and that's not
Yeah.
all men, just industry and men, you know who you are.
Mhm.
They are they have these fetishes, we'll call them, okay?
Exactly, yes.
And that's what they are, fetishes. We want our girls light skin with beautiful hair. What's beautiful
And
hair?
they
Because
even have
my
songs,
hair is gorgeous. What are you talking about? What are you
right?
talking
They
about?
still
Somebody
have songs to this day talking about praising one color or one texture or
Lil
one
Wayne,
over
all
your own race.
Yes, all of them. Drake, all of them says, "I want my baby with light skin hair and nice hair." I said, first of all, all
Yeah.
y'all mothers are lying, because let me tell you something. I don't care how white and light she is. You can have a baby with 25,000 people you want to, but if you's a Negro and you're a male having a black baby, I guarantee you she gonna have hair like mine without the braids.
Right.
Okay,
And
and
they
that
don't.
tell it all. And Cardi B's is example of her baby. Oops, I'm just
Mhm.
saying. I mean, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the hair
Yeah.
type. Don't be going by hair
Yeah.
type. Are you kidding me? I like if
Yeah.
when I had my baby, I didn't think like, oh, what did my baby's hair look like? I don't give a darn.
Yeah.
I
I
want
just want, is my baby beautiful and healthy? That's it. That's,
to be
are we
healthy.
breathing? Are
Well,
we healthy?
yeah,
That's
I
what they should be worried about.
yeah, but people really are that vain that, and I've heard people say it. Oh, look at her hair. She's so cute. Look at her hair. I'm like, no, don't do that because you build a complex in those kids. And those
Yeah.
kids grow up to be like an Amber Rose and all them people who think they're cute because they're light
Right.
skinned or whatever their thing is. I don't know. I'm not saying
Mhm.
that's all of them, but I'm just saying some of them really are out there thinking like, I know I'm cute because of this, because all the
Mhm.
rappers are saying it. And I'm like, you guys are stupid, first of all. But for me, as a darker skinned woman, it's a blessing for me because I get rid of all the trash right away.
Right. And
Right
I had to speak to, yeah, I had to speak to my daughter about guys, because what I think that women are wising up nowadays, because no woman wants a man that wants her only because of the color of her skin or whatever. They don't want, no woman is, you're never going to do anything great with a man that only wants you for your physical appearance. So
Yes. Thank you.
that's what I,
I'm happy you teaching her that lesson because it's so sad that I can imagine all the young girls that are not light skinned watching, right?
mhm. Yeah.
And not even that, but even all my white friends and family members who watch and their kids, they're watching, they see these patterns. So they pick these patterns up too, not wanting to, but it's just innate because that's what you see on TV. They won't
Yeah.
let anybody in but Alina Horn back in the day, right?
Right.
Diana
Yes.
Carroll and Diana Ross and them, they came after, thank you, Jesus.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? They came after, and then we got
Yeah.
Cicely Tyson and other greats, right?
Yes.
But
Diane Carroll.
that's
Yes.
yeah, exactly. So it took a while, but I'm glad you're saying that. So I'm glad you understand where I'm going with that. I just, as a singer, I mean, as whenever I have a
Yeah.
singer on, I try to anybody who's watching who has a young girl, I want to hit all the angles so they know that this game is not a game that you just run into. Like, oh, like I have one friend whose daughter's trying to get into modeling and singing or something. And I was like, I don't think
Hmm.
you know what business you're trying to get your kid in. You're about to
Yeah.
fully, excuse the expression, pimp out your kid, pretty much, because that's
Right.
kind of this industry. Unless you know what you're doing, you better watch your kid. That's what I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
You
wouldn't
have
put
to.
yeah.
Most
Yeah.
of, and I feel like most of the females that are out, the female singers that are out now, I mean, they got here, they got this far because they had a parent, and they had parents looking out for their best interests. So you have
Yeah.
like Brandy, and you have even Chloe and Haley, their
Well,
parents
some looking
looked
out
out
too
for their
much.
interests.
Some looking out
Yeah.
too much, like Drew Barrymore with Brooke
Oh yeah,
Shields.
yeah, yeah.
That was like a
Well,
little too much looking out. It's because they were looking out
no,
for
I
them.
think that they didn't care about.
No.
Drew Barrymore was like 9 years old going into
Yeah.
Studio 54 or
Yeah.
something.
It was
That's
horrible
crazy.
stories. Horrible stories. I mean, that was.
Eh,
I love Drew Barrymore because when I think about a 9-year-old on cocaine in Studio 54, the trauma
Yeah,
that I'm like, this
horrible.
girl's still alive, and her smile is like worth $1 million.
And
I
yeah, she's so good. Like
love her.
I feel, I mean, because me, that's with them. I grew up with those types of people. You see they tried to say no drugs, no this, that, and the other thing. And
Yeah.
I tried to listen to what I saw on TV, but then you realize you go back and you listen to their stories about what happened. Like
Yep.
one of my favorites, Punky Brewster, who was
Oh,
doing, she was doing, just say no to campaigns while
right.
being on coke in the
Right.
background.
Everybody,
So she has a
everybody back in the
special.
day, they always, I mean, they listen, I got stories. I used to work for Stephen Rubel. I got stories back in the day from between my modeling, traveling, and what did I do? Between my modeling and traveling and working in the club scene, I got stories, but I would never tell them.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, hold on to your kids, people.
yeah,
If they want to be a singer, you better figure out, let me see, how am I gonna make this happen on our terms? Because there's ways to do it. You don't have to be
and
Beyonce. Everybody can't be a Beyonce, and you don't want to be. Trust me,
you're
because you
supposed
want
to
to be
be yourself.
exactly. You have a different reason to be here. So, well, as a
Mhm.
female artist, are you trying to sit at the table of the music industry or create your own table?
Create my own table, definitely, because I've seen it. I've seen it where it's come so far. Even when I was younger, when I started out, they made us take courses about how women should feel about respecting themselves and treating themselves, and make sure they gave us courses on that for free. I was like, wow, that's amazing. There were just women in the industry that would bring other women together and tell them what you look out for. So I think that helped me out a lot, because
Wow.
even though I know a lot of people that got record deals and they probably didn't pan out the way it was supposed to, it kind of helped me know to not where not to go and who not to go with.
Wow.
Like, try to protect myself. And it's
Yeah.
sad that you still have to go through that. I mean, this was even before R. Kelly. So,
Right.
and these are the types of things that happen when
Right.
you
Oh,
don't know
oh,
how
there was
to.
people around way before R. Kelly. Stop playing. I mean,
Right.
just think about nobody. I mean, I'll leave everybody with this. Think about Hugh Hefner. He had
Mhm.
16-year-olds and younger in the Playboy Mansion when Cosby and all of them were there. So he's not just Cosby. He ain't the only one. There's
I know.
massive amounts of Hollywood men that were doing way same or worse stuff that Weinstein,
Yeah.
Cosby, and all them other people were doing. But nobody's talking about it. Why? Because it's the old boys game. You don't get caught,
Yeah.
ain't nobody gonna say nothing. That's how
And
they roll.
I just hope they don't. I hope that people are doing a lot better. That's why you have to create your own table. So you need to just build yourself up with people that you trust,
That's it.
because you don't know what the outside world wants you to do, and it helps you to stay true to yourself, especially if you have a lot of people that are supporting you. So if we're creatives, we're all creatives. We all can create together.
Right, exactly. So what are some of your latest projects going on, and where can we find you?
I have some things on SoundCloud,
Okay.
and you can always check me out on Instagram. And like I said, every Saturday, I'm usually doing karaoke at the Fox and Falcon. They support me a lot, so
The Fox and the Falcon.
that's a fun place. Yeah, the Fox and Falcon in South Orange. That's
Okay.
a fun place to be.
Okay.
And there's a
Awesome.
lot of talented people actually there, so you get to meet a lot of talented people too.
What night is that?
Saturdays, I think he starts like after 10,
Oh,
Saturday nights.
okay. Saturday
So he's
night.
not, yeah, he didn't do it yesterday because of Halloween holidays now, but
Right.
every
Wow.
Saturday.
Okay, so that's awesome, guys. So you heard it here. You can go, and I put the Instagram to sign up. Go sign up, like, subscribe, and of course, go like and
Yeah.
subscribe to YouTube page, to
Yeah.
my YouTube page on the Town with Tanya. We're hopefully bringing new shows for the New Year's. And we've been chatting with singer-songwriter Aprille Chalisse. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for taking the time for us. You guys can find her on the gram, because the gram is just probably the best place to find her, and SoundCloud, right? You said SoundCloud as well,
SoundCloud,
right?
yes.
SoundCloud.
Yes.
And so you guys find it. If you need to find information, inbox me, I'll give it to
I'll,
you. Any albums dropping anytime soon, or you're just working right now, just trying to keep the name building up and building up the image?
yes, I'm trying to. I'm working on a few things. As soon as I get back in the studio, hopefully it will be the beginning of the year, and I'm working on getting some videos out pretty
Okay.
soon. So probably by February, everything will be out. And if you join me on my Instagram, I'll keep everything that I'm doing, all my up and coming events posted on there.
Thank you so much, and make sure you let us know, because we'll definitely come back and have you back on again. All right.
Thank
And
you. Yes.
my audience, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next Sunday. I appreciate you guys, and I might be in Thursday with Liz, but I'm not sure yet. We're waiting until after New Year's for the new shows, but I will definitely be seeing you for the new year. And thank you so much for watching, and hang out with me, Aprille, for a moment. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Guys, thank you. I can't see who's out there, but thank you for watching. I think Grandma's out there, and I want to say my friend from Poland's out there. What's up, Ella? Boop. But thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.